Sure. So you're getting into commercial real estate, or you're well rooted in that at this point. It sounds like, are you focused on strip malls and office spaces? Like what does that look like right now?
Yeah, we have a little bit of everything. So strip malls, office, medical, we have a government building, we have a mixed use space where there's office on the floor and then there's some multifamily on the upper three floors. We have a wide array of commercial and it's really back to the numbers. And in commercial, I like it because it's just math. It's a lot to do with math. And if you could just calculate and pen it out and it works for you, it's a yes or no. And it's simpler for me to move forward on certain assets with less emotion because it's not that it needs to be the prettiest building on the block. It needs to be the strongest performing building on the block. And then I would be interested versus the residential. Everybody wants that HGTV look like, oh, flip this house and beautiful and curb appeal and a lot of money that may not return to you quickly.
What does my that seemed to be another mindset change then. You're going from single family home something to commercial. What was some of the things that you had to mental hurdles you had to go through?
Yeah. So the mental hurdles was how do I do this with businesses and commercial entities? So it's just intimidating. Some of the technical sides of things like leases are now completely different than what maybe in a residential, it's a cookie cutter lease that you could use. In the commercial space, it's usually drafted up by some legal person and they don't look alike. And you get to learn these things. And for me, it's my wife gets to learn these things and I focus in on the acquisition. So I like doing the negotiations and the acquiring of it. Another aspect that was huge was knowing the right team members. In residential, I believe they like to use the core four, right? The agent, your property manager, your contractor, and your lender. That's your core four in residential. In the commercial space, you need that and some because there could be three different licensed agents that operate in acquisition, managing, and leasing of a commercial space. One for acquisition, one for management, and one for leasing the space. Not knowing that was very uncomfortable in the beginning, thinking that I could get one agent to service everything. And we found through that experience, that lesson learned that it's not good to necessarily work with somebody who can do a little bit of everything. I'd rather work with the expert in acquisition, then have it passed over to the expert in management, and then have that passed over to the expert in leasing up. And stuff like that was the big shift for us, realizing we got to create new networks and new teams and level up our people we surrounded ourselves with in business.